We are joined on the Mixed Morning Show by Cole Reimer and Christian Rempel. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So you guys, I am just so enamored with you guys because you love to cook and you love a challenge. So you guys have started your own kind of a Chopped Canada kind of competition?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we give each other ingredients and then we have to use those to the best of our abilities. And we started with probably no experience, but just from watching the show. And now I think we've grown a lot. And now we give each other some difficult things that we think are difficult, but I think we can use it pretty well.
So do you take turns choosing what the ingredients are going to be?
Yeah. Like I'll choose stuff for him and then we just cover it up with like a towel or something. And then he'll go in and choose stuff for me. So they won't always be the same. Sometimes we get his parents or my parents to choose stuff and then we both do the same thing together.
Oh, that's cool.
Sometimes then we'll just give each other separate ingredients.
So sometimes you're each working with totally different ingredients, making something completely different.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the same ingredients and then you have to be creative.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, how long have you guys been doing this? First of all, you're both 14 years old, right?
We've been doing it since we were 8.
Since you were 8?
Yeah, so for 6 years.
So do you remember what the ingredients were the first time you did it when you were 8 years old?
I know what we made.
What'd you make?
Well, our first thing we made was, this was either the first or the second. We made, he was going to make like a type of soup, I think.
Okay.
And then he was just lightly pouring the milk in, just nice and easy. And then I accidentally bumped him, and there it goes all the way
milk
in.
Soup.
And there milk.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea what I was doing. He had given me salsa, so I was gonna try and make it into a soup, but I had no idea what I was doing because I was like near the start, and so I ended up making a soup out of salsa and pepper.
Salsa soup. Mmm.
Oh, it was nasty.
Wasn't as good as it sounds.
So what were some of the wins? We'll get to the total nasty debacle, but what were some of the wins where you're like, no, this is actually really cool and would impress the judges on the show if we were on Chopped Canada?
Ooh, man.
I actually have one. So there was one, I wouldn't exactly consider it a a Chopped Canada, but we did a baking type thing, and from the picture it looks like we were about 10 years old. And then Cole used to have this big collection, I think he still does. It's called Grocery Gang.
Grocery Gang?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's what it's called. It's kind of like mini plushies.
Oh, like little toy groceries?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so we made about this big, and we actually made cakes
that look like these plushies?
Grocery Gang. Yeah.
That's wild.
So, we had different colors of buttercream and stuff, and then we just tried to decorate it. And I was surprised because we were like 10 years old then, but it actually turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what are some ingredients that you've challenged each other with in the past?
Oh, wow. Okay.
What's some stuff you've worked with?
I've had to use, there was one time where we actually decided we were both going to make a mac and cheese, and he had given me frozen green beans.
Oh, what'd you end up doing with those?
I fried it with some bacon and put it on the top as like a little sprinkled flavor. I have no idea.
Okay, you fry it with bacon and it's going to be a win. Did it work?
And as well with bacon.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
I mean, I would have preferred just the bacon, but it worked. It wasn't horrible, so that was good. But yeah.
So what's been what's been some of the most challenging ingredients, besides the green beans? What have been some of the most challenging ingredients that you've had to use and that you actually impressed yourself with?
Man,
I'd say one of the most challenging ones for me was bear paws.
Bear paws, like the cookie with the
No, like the little bite-sized ones that you get in the packages.
okay, bite-sized bear
They're
paw.
like honey flavored, I think.
Okay,
Like you get them in like the boxes or the packages, and they come in like little like snack sizes.
sure. So
I've
what'd you
had
do with it?
those before, and they're really hard to use because you put them. It's like super sweet, but at the same time, they have like a terrible texture to them. Because if you like mash them up or something and leave them, or just absolutely do nothing with them, they taste too crunchy. But if you do anything with them, it makes them mushy, and it's just disgusting. I hate using them.
Okay, let's talk epic fails. What are some of the challenges that you have had that you went, oh my word, this was absolutely awful?
Let's see on our.
Okay, I remember one time me and Christian, I think we both made cookies with our ingredients, and and I don't know why we were just tussling with each other a little bit, and I ended up, I don't know, I can't remember why, but then I just went up and took a spatula and just flattened his cookies because they were so squishy. and I just flattened them, and it was so funny. But and then our judge, which was his dad, I made like a cookie sandwich. So I
Okay.
filled it with a chocolate ganache, and he thought it kind of looked like poop. So
Chocolate
he didn't
ganache
find
does
it
that.
that appealing to look at, but it tasted good. But yeah.
So, Christian, what's your big epic fail story?
My big epic fail story would probably be my apple pie that I made.
Oh, why did you do finger quotes when you said apple pie? Tell me about it.
Because it didn't have any apples in it.
Oh, okay.
It had applesauce, like pureed applesauce.
And this was a big fail?
Mm-hmm.
So how did it fail? What went? What
So
what did it turn out to be?
I made the dough for it. But first of all, the dough was like way too like sticky and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm like to Cole, I'm like, what should I do? He's like, just add more flour. I'm like, okay. So I go to the pantry, I get some flour. I put about a cup of flour in there, which is the dumbest mistake I've ever made. I probably should only put like a quarter or something. And then so I put a cup of flour in, and now it's as dry as a desert. So it's just like
You got to go
touch
back and
it,
forth
like
with the balance, right? Like a little bit of
yes,
water and a
and
little
it just kept
flour.
going back and forth. And finally, I thought I'm like, okay, this dough is good. And then like it had totally crossed my mind that I had to think about the filling. So, and I remembered Cole gave me applesauce, so I'm like, okay, I'll put like applesauce and cinnamon, and he also gave me nutmeg, which he thought was a big mistake because applesauce and nutmeg happen to go amazing together.
Yeah,
And
but you
then
got to be careful because nutmeg can take over. You got to be very sparing with the
I'm getting
nutmeg.
to that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I poured the apples. Well, first of all, it was struggle getting the dough in the pan because it's hard as a rock. So trying to like give it a good little punch to get it to kind of like flatten out a bit more, and then yeah, like so I finally get it in there, and then I pour some applesauce in, which looked absolutely nasty. And I'm like, okay, maybe this will work. But I'm like, can applesauce even be baked? Like, that sounds so disgusting. But I'm like, you know what? This is just for experimenting. And then I was thinking, like, should I balance out should I do more cinnamon than nutmeg? Should I do more nutmeg than cinnamon? Should I do an even amount of both? But then I decided, then I was thinking back to something, and I thought my dad said more nutmeg than cinnamon, but really it was the other way around.
Oh boy.
So I put about a teaspoon and a half of nutmeg in.
A teaspoon and a half of
And
nutmeg
about
will
half
last
a
you your
teaspoon of
whole
cinnamon.
life.
And I put about half a teaspoon of cinnamon in there.
Yeah.
And so then I baked it, and Cole's mom was like, something smells really good, and everyone in his family was saying like it smells really good. I'm like, and my my hopes are kind of going up and up and up. And then I took it out of the oven, and it still smells amazing. And then me and Cole did kind of like a test where we slow-mo, kind of like with the fork just going right through it. His looked absolutely incredible. And then we did it to mine, and out comes this big blob of raw dough and nutmeg filled applesauce.
Oh,
And the applesauce had turned brown from the nutmeg and cinnamon, so it looked like, excuse my language, but diarrhea.
oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh man. But look at the memories you guys have. Look at the laughs and what you've learned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So are you guys like I understand Christian, you're taking culinary?
I am. Yep, we're both taking
You're
culinary.
both. Okay, so you're both in culinary arts. Okay,
Yep.
that makes
Yeah.
3 of us because I was also in culinary arts as well. There you go.
Oh.
Go culinary.
Oh, yeah.
That's very cool. I tell you
Lots of
what,
fun.
when this whole pandemic thing is over and we can actually like get together in the studio and have you guys on the show, then I think we need to get like either we'll do the morning show like in a kitchen or something, but we gotta do a live challenge. The 3 of us with an ingredient, and then we'll have
Oh,
Curly Coop
yeah.
as the judge, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you guys in?
Yeah.
oh yeah, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got to do
definitely.
it. Well, you guys have been a delight. Thank you so much, and you guys are creative, and I love this. Thanks for sharing your chopped adventures with us.
Yes, thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
Yes, thank you.